How y'all doing? Here or none here with your Mundus Minute on October 28th, 2022. ESO news, luxury merchant, and golden merchant stuff, all in a few minutes. So first up in the news. Well, Halloween is right around the corner, and until November 2nd at 10 a.m. Eastern, you can still participate in the Witches Festival event. If you haven't already done this, you're going to be able to get 2 tickets per day by defeating a boss outside in Tamriel. It can be a Delve boss, World boss, a Dolmen boss, or unique event outside in some of the DLC areas, dungeon boss, trial bosses, and arena bosses. In addition to that, all those bosses that I just mentioned will also each drop a unique golden skull, which has some nice little motifs and other knickknacks inside of it as well. You'll also be able to get purple drops from various bosses if you've already gotten your golden skull for the day, and from general mob bosses. Also, during this event, you get an additional 100% experience boost whenever you use the Witch's Whistle. Keep in mind, that will last after the event is over. So what I recommend everyone doing the last day, say November 1st, right before the event goes off, get on each one of your characters, do the whistle at least once. That'll give you the buff for 2 hours. Log off, and then every time you log on, as long as you don't do anything that's over 2 hours, you'll have that buff. As soon as that 2 hour buff hits, that's it. Other than that, a bunch of spooky stuff is in the Crown Store. Make sure you take a look to see if there's anything that you want. They do have a Witch Mother's Servant's arm pack in there. Hollow Jack crates are back. The Exercise Coven Cottage is back. And a Midnight Cantor Senatrat, which is kind of new, is back as well. So, again, take a look at all that right now. Also, I'll link it down below, but there's some community spotlights with some horrifying homes and creepy costumes, which is really pretty cool. Yeah, it's Halloween season. Yay! Also, probably take a look at my Twitter, because I've been trying to put together a nice little story narrative on it, if you haven't taken a look already. Again, that link is at Hero of None. Give it some likes, give it some replies if you like it. If you do like it, maybe I'll continue on with some of the stuff I was doing with that. Now, let's take a look at the Luxury Merchant and the Golden Merchant this week, shall we? So, creepy stuff. Got a nice bone sculpture, circular. Great for any home, I'm sure. Crow totem. Tree henge, green lady, as you can see, figures inside there. Warning totem, skulls. Witch's torch. Witch's totem. A nice little green effect around it. Which, if you want to get this green effect but not have this, one thing you can do is just like turn it upside down and just have the bottom half sticking out. And then you have a witch's tree with a captive inside, as you can see the face right there. And you can also have the chart effect with that as well. Now, the Golden Merchant this week, for 150k, Hexel's Ward Amulet with its 5-piece bonus. Dealing direct critical damage grants you a damage shield that absorbs up to 12,000 damage for 6 seconds. The effect can occur once every 7 seconds. It's an interesting one. I'm not sure where you really would use this. You wouldn't use this on a healer, because healers typically wouldn't stack up criticals, and tanks wouldn't stack up criticals either, and DPS would be just glass cannoning. Maybe you want to use this in PvP, but again, this is just you who's getting this damage shield, so kind of weird, I'd say. Maybe you want to skip this one, but if you want it, it's on the Golden Merchant this week. Mad Tinkerer's necklace is also on sale, which you can get out of the Clockwork City DLC. It's 5-piece bonus. When you deal damage, you summon a venomous fabricant that charges the nearest enemies, dealing 6,342 shock damage to all enemies in his path, knocking them into the air and stunning them for 2 seconds. The effect can occur once every 8 seconds and scales off your higher weapon or spell damage. I'd probably just say go to Clockwork City and get it, or buy it off merchants. I do see a lot of people using this. Maybe people like using the fabricants. The damage doesn't seem that great to me, and the knockback effect just gives people a free what do you call it? You basically give them free CC immunity for a little while with this. So I personally don't like it. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to pick it up this week. For 250k, you can get Necklaces of Prayer with this 5-piece bonus. When you overheal yourself or an ally, you grant them a damage shield that absorbs up to 4,997 damage for 6 seconds, affecting every 2 seconds. This is an interesting one. I do think I see some people in PvP use it, and I also hear some people in PvE use it at times as well, because it just makes it so that if you just keep on overhealing people, they're getting a damage shield, which gives them a bit more of a break. Again, this is a 6-second damage shield, 2 seconds. You should always have an over shield with this set. So yeah, just like giving an extra however much health to your party, as long as you have this damage shield up, which can be useful in certain situations. Then Storm Master's Necklace for 250k as well. It's 5-piece bonus. When you critically damage with fully charged heavy attack, your light attacks and heavy attacks deal an additional 1,542 damage for 20 seconds. Affecting occur once every 10 seconds. Might be useful for lightning staff builds. I do dislike the fact that it's still 15,000 or 1,542 for both light attacks and heavy attacks. It doesn't scale up, but maybe you find a use for it. Then for 100k, you can get arm cops, shoulders for Mafala, and Infernal Guardian. I would not recommend any of these sets unless you want to do some type of role play with them, and unless you're trying to fill up your sticker book. That's the only 2 reasons I'd get these. Anyway, I'm Hero of None. That's the Mundus Minute. Happy Halloween, everyone. Also, make sure to follow me on YouTube's, Twitch, and Twitter's at Hero of None.